Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Happy Monday. How's everyone doing today? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Sound off in the chat. What's going on, John? What's going on, Giovanni? A lot of J names. My name also starts with a J. Hey, what's going on, guys? Bitcoin currently trading at 110, 645 and 75 cents. Looking kind of good today. Looking kind of good. We got a little baby bounce going on. Possible resistance coming in at the old all-time high of 111,999, which we still have labeled via the pink line on the chart. I left the old liquidation points on here because I wanted to illustrate this was above, and we came straight to that guy. We went straight through that, and we came all the way up to this guy, which is also above. And they liquidated all of these shorts that were open from back here. Liquidated, just like that. And they could just as easily do that to the longs. So if you're ever sitting there like, oh my gosh, I opened up a long and they liquidated me, I'm a victim. You're probably not a victim. I mean, not a direct target. They liquidate everybody. You're not special, unfortunately. But I still care about you, so subscribe and smash the like button. And look at that. The bulls got liquidated as well. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, see? Right down here. Liquidated all the way up. And then even down here, bulls liquidated. And now we're just kind of trading in between. Let's zoom in a little bit. See what's going on. I just had some dinner with the family. It was delicious. It was a Reuben sandwich. We got 109,762. Okay, so now I can clear these now that I got my point across. 109,762. Oh boy, 109,762. So we got a cocktail of bullish and bearish news going on as well, which is quite interesting. 108, 137. A lot of people still calling for bear market and saying that we've topped and everything, but more people, the bull market people are getting louder and more abundant. 111, 386. And 9 times out of 10, the vast majority of people are wrong. So 113, 742. As of right now, it seems like a mixed bag. I'm just trying to exercise a little bit of caution. I don't want to get too bullish just because, everyone and their mother is also bullish. And that is a recipe for some bearishness. So as of right now, we're chilling. We got a little zone right here. We're smack dab in the middle. Up top, 111,386. Down below, 109,762. That is for bull and bear retracement liquidation. Pickle Rick 9 said, "Hey, big dog, long time." What's going on, Pickle Rick 9? How you doing, my friend? Smash the like button. So we'll see what Bitcoin ends up doing. Seemingly, like I said, rejecting at this old all-time high of 111,999. So we'll keep an eye on it. It does look like we're coming down to test that moving average on the RSI, and we did get a red dot on our momentum wave on Market Cipher. So the bearish concept has been planted for sure. Bitcoin dominance still struggling to get above 60, which is awesome. That's exactly what we want to see. 59.66. Hopefully this guy breaks down. Unfortunately, we broke below the moving average on the RSI on Friday, and we broke back above on Sunday, and we're currently holding above, which is not good for altcoins. We want dominance to collapse so that altcoins can have some semblance of a chance at an alt season. ETH is up 0.05% on the day, currently trading at 39.84. I do believe that our ETH weekly close was above 4K. No, it was not. Interesting. Whoa. I did not know that. Okay. ETH weekly close was 39.8258. Okay. So it can trade wherever all week. If it closes above 4K at the end of the week, then that's good. But right now, the only thing I'm really worried about is this 36, 37 level. Because we got a double bounce off of it so far. 3 hits is usually what it takes. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that again. Philly said, "Yo, what's up, dog? What's going on, Philly?" Pickle Rick 9 said, "Need that alt season." I think everyone does. I think the altcoins need the alt season as well. If we get no alt season, I think every single altcoin will actually go to zero, which is crazy. But massive short opportunity in play on the table if that's the case. So maybe we can recoup all of our losses and make our alt season gains, shorting the alts to zero. Solana. Did I finish talking about ETH? Yeah, bullish cross over the moving average in the RSI on Friday. Still holding. Well, actually, no, it looks like it just crossed below. So we'll see if that gets back above or continues down from there. And we got a red dot on our momentum wave on Market Saver. Solana is up 1.09% on the day, currently trading at 189.91. Slow, steady uptrend on Sol. Are we doing a inverse cup and handle? Is that even a pattern that you can trade? I don't know, but I could see it. Now, we are above 184. We're struggling to get above 192. Where can I long and short? Long the bottom, short the top, not financial advice. We're happy to receive any super chats from any successful trades that you make taking that advice, though. I'm the first ever person to successfully point out what you really need to do when trading. Long the bottom, short the top. Unfortunately, for a lot of these people, they make it overly complicated and try pinpointing an exact number. You just need to long the bottom and short the top. It's that easy. People put a little too much thought into it. Giovanni said Picklebrick 9 on Bitunix, link in description, right? Yeah, actually, if you are genuinely looking for a location, this is to be, I would treat it like a gamble, genuinely. It should only ever be treated like a gamble, because it is gambling. But if you want a long and short, without KYC, not financial advice, Bitunix, top link. This is my preferred. My alternative backup is Ourbit. Those are the two that I use if I'm not using a decentralized exchange. So, Sol 190. I would love for it to close above 190. That would be ideal. I really wanted this to be above 200 today, but alas, here we are. We did get a maybe potential support bounce off of the moving average on the RSI here, which is good. And we got a red dot on our momentum wave on Market Cipher, signaling downside. So keep an eye on that. Volume's still pretty bad here compared to just a week ago. Yeah, I've never done it. I just spot buy and stack. Okay, yeah, if you're interested, I recommend, and again, treat it like gambling. I personally don't go over single digit leverage unless I'm like in a bad mood and I'm revenge trading, which you should not do. I stick around like 8. If I'm really feeling spicy, I go to 10x. But once you get higher than like 20, you're just asking for trouble. People that share like 50x, 100x trades probably lost 90% of their cash until they finally nailed one that was like good enough for them to post. But once you get that high, you're just asking for liquidation because it only has to move like 0.1% in the opposite direction and you'll get screwed. So be careful. Sign up for Bitunix, and I think that there's a way for both of us to get money if you sign up for that. But check it out. Let me know if you get any questions. I'll happily demonstrate on stream if you need me to. Okay. Yeah, Solana, I want to see this get above 200 relatively quickly. But if it's going to do the same thing that ETH is doing, we might come down for a third touch, which might actually put us right at our yellow trend line. So that might not be a bad thing. And again, volume could be better. Total 3, currently trading at 1.01 trillion. This is ideal. We want to stay above 1 trillion. Giovanni said leverage trash anyways. It's fun. You know, don't put all your eggs in leverage at all. There was a guy that spent 6 years dollar cost averaging into a leverage trade. For some reason, he lost everything when the scam wave happened. So that is exactly the reason why you don't do that for your primary bags. I use it as a means to add to my dollar cost average every week. It's just fun. Every once in a while, I'll try the $50 to like 300K challenge. And I do relatively well for the first couple weeks, and then it kind of falls off. For some reason, my brain chemistry changes when the dollar amount gets into like the 3 or 4 digits, and I panic. And my trades don't go well. So, yeah, like I said, just exercise caution. Everyone's different. You know your risk tolerance. You know how much money you can afford to lose and all that stuff. So, treat it like a gamble. Billy said, I wonder how many people won thousands of dollars by 100x longing the bottom of the flash crash. Probably none. Probably literally none, because I had a hard time opening my trades. And I don't even remember what leverage mine were at. It might have been like 8 to 10x, and I made like 60 to 100% at some point if they would have closed at the right time. So total 3. The fractal is kind of a meme right now because we only have like 3 candles, 3 daily candles of the fractal fulfilled at the moment. But if the fractal is going to be believed, then we got a little chop until early November. If not, though, I would love to see this get above 1.07 again. Same situation as everything else, so it does seem like it's in a solid downtrend. The other Solana and ETH kind of in a flat accumulation mode, I would call it. Total 3 struggling a little bit. So I would love for this to maybe recover a little bit better and then establish a different trend that's not down. Because downtrend is bad. We have a red dot on our momentum wave on Market Cipher, and we are potentially heading in for either a bearish cross over the moving average on the RSI or a bullish retest. If we get a bounce off of that, great. If we break below it, look for either a recovery above or a rejection, and that'll determine what direction we're going short term. As of right now, 1.01, we're holding above 1. Close above 1 would be ideal. That's all I want to see. ADA's up 1.78% on the day. For some reason, ADA's getting a little pumpy, which is weird. Currently trading at 66.45. We got some nice wicks to the downside, indicative of some buy pressure, which is great. We broke above 60. Once we got above 63, 64, it was game on. We got above that. We got above 66. And now we're trading at 66.44. If we could break above 67.54, then 69. Nice. We'll definitely be in play. A break above that would get us to the halfway point of our wick. Or not even a wick. This is a candle body from October 10th. The Doom candle. Which I think Philly asked a couple days ago if that was considered a black swan. I do believe that would qualify for a black swan 1,000%. Because other black swans were not nearly as bad as what happened on October 10th. So I do think that that was a black swan, which technically I think is bullish for long term. Because if you consider what happened, we're looking pretty good. Billy said, JJ commenting to you say if there's no alt season, they're all going to zero. Can you short if liquidity is removed? If you're talking decentralized, no. If there's no liquidity to short, then you cannot short. There would have to be, obviously, the shorting and longing is very centralized, even on a DEX. If there's no one putting up liquidity, then there's nothing to long or short. So you do technically still rely on that. It's decentralized in the way that, you know, anyone can put up liquidity, but if no one puts up liquidity, that's where the centralized nature comes into play. It's centralized around liquidity providers. So if there's no liquidity put up, then you cannot long or short. But yeah, ADA, close above 66 today would be great. RSI chilling above the moving average. We do have a red dot on our momentum wave on Market Cipher, so downside in the near term is to be expected. Volume still doesn't look great, but again, it's kind of hard to tell because this monster kind of pushed everything else down so that it doesn't. So that way, you know, the volume candles aren't all over the damn chart. We can actually see what's going on. But yeah, I would like volume to pick up and price for sure. If we're doing the 3 touches to the downside thing, ADA technically could come all the way down to probably 60. I'm going to call it 59.60 and then bounce off of that. But as of right now, we're just chilling, watching and waiting. We do have bullish div, which is the bad kind that eventually leads to price going down further and RSI going up further. Orlando said dump it. Yes, exactly. Precisely. SNEK is down 2.88% on the day. I'm not entirely sure why SNEK is red. We got a big fat red candle. I'm assuming a whale sold. Took some money off the table. We're still sitting at 30, which is good. That's exactly where I want to be. If we lose 30, I'm going to be sad. RSI got a bearish cross over the moving average. Technically trying to get back above it right now. We may reject, and if we do, then potential downside is still in play. Volume actually looks relatively decent for it just being SNEK on MXC. We do have a red dot on our momentum wave as well, signaling further downside there. XRP is up 4.23% on the day, currently trading at 249.19. We are struggling to get above 257, but that's not the end of the world. We're playing with 250 right now, sitting below it. A close above 250 would be best case scenario, because that has acted as resistance specifically right here. So getting above that is going to be a big one. There is technically bearish div here if we get a rejection. price is down, RSI is up. And that bearish div points to the price trading down over time and the RSI trading up over time. Eventually we'll get a reversal there, but that's not that's the bad kind of bearish div. There's bad kinds and good kinds of each one. And this is the bad kind. So we'll see if this if we get a test of this moving average on the RSI. And right now the green dot from October 17th from Friday is still in play. So we'll see if we get a push up. Billy said, did I ask this? Was this flash crash worse than the COVID crash, FTX crash, and Luna crash? It was. This is the worst. So what happened on Friday, October 10th, was the worst crypto liquidation event in history so far. So far. I think Luna, FTX were all like single digit. And what happened on Friday was like $19.8 billion, which is pure insanity. So what are you going to do? HBAR is up 3.44% on the day, seemingly rejecting 1783, which is interesting. Are we going to pull back to our midpoint around 17.1? Maybe? I could see that. Red dot on our momentum wave on market cipher. RSI pointing down towards that moving average. Let's see if we get a cross, a bounce, or a cross rejection, or just a cross continuation. Not worst crash in history, just the worst liquidation event. Cheers, guys. Happy Monday. Oh, delicious. Orlando said, peeps, let's thumbs up. Guys, smash the like button. Really helps out the channel. We gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. Sweetie is down 0.15% on the day, currently trading at 257.80. Let's see. Sweet got above 250, which is great. Got a nice pump off of that break, which is awesome. We got a nice wick indicative of some buy pressure. Trying to get above, I'm going to call it the midpoint here at like 265. 265 midpoint. Or no, it would be 262, 263. So we're trying to get above the midpoint in between 250 and 275. Struggling right there. If we get a rebound and break above that, that would be ideal. RSI potentially crossing bearish over the moving average. See where that leads us. And we get a red dot on our momentum wave on market cipher, point to the downside as well. Ondo's up 2.72% on the day, currently trading at 75.20. We've rejected 76.99, which happens to correspond perfectly with our blue trend line here. That is just below. It's like 76.5. So let's see if we retrace down to 72.72 and then get a bounce off of that or a break. RSI potentially coming down to test that moving average as support or a break below it. You know, same story as everything else. That moving average is telling us the story. We got a red dot on our momentum wave on market cipher here as well, so we'll keep an eye out on that. Bearish case, another test of 67.31 in play. Arrow is down 0.88% on the day, seemingly rejecting 85.99 and broke below 84.03 as of right now. Currently sitting at 83.89. Candle still has time to close green. As of right now, though, it is down below that point. Nice wicks. It's a very slow grind, very low volume grind as well. The low volume is very telling. Seems like a false move. False move Monday. We go through Tuesday. Tuesday continuation. Wednesday is the reversal. If we're going by like the week-by-week playbook, something to keep an eye on, something to keep into consideration. But we could see a pullback here if we're doing this 3 touches thing. I guess we could see a pullback down to around 67-ish, maybe even 66, depending on how long it takes. None of that's financial advice. Red dot on the momentum wave on market cipher, and our moving average is about to, or I'm sorry, our RSI is potentially about to cross bearish over the moving average. Did I say red dot on the moving average? Red dot on the momentum wave on market cipher. Pinlink is up 1.78% on the day, currently trading at 25.77, struggling to have any meaningful recovery here. Pinlink cannot get above the moving average on the RSI, or at least it can't stay above it. We got green dots galore, but we also got red dot on our momentum wave, signaling further downside. How much longer is this going to last? Volume's picking up significantly, which is interesting. But I'm assuming that's just sell volume. 25.78. I guess 25 would be my psychological level here. If we can't stay above 25, it's going to get pretty juicy. Render's up 1.54% on the day, currently trading at 257.16. Struggling to get above 260. We held our support twice around like 230, which is good. 230 is the midpoint of between 2 and 260. Are we going to go down for a third touch? I feel like the potential is there for sure. And all of these setups are very much like wedge setups on these alts, which is, I think, a good thing. Wedge is usually a good pattern to trade. Even if we get a fake out below it, like if this thing goes boop and then bam, that I could see happening. But we'll keep an eye on it. Green dot on our momentum wave on Friday has turned into a red dot on our momentum wave today. So we'll see if that, or how long that takes to continue until that flips. And we are potentially getting a bearish cross of the moving average on the RSI here as well. Keep an eye out on that, see if it bounces or breaks. Stellar is up 2.3% on the day, currently trading at 32.52. We got above 32.13, which is awesome. Held 29.47 as support, which is great. Next stop, if we do break down and we do the 3 hits thing, we're probably looking at 27.62, which is very, very interesting. Let's see what we do, though. We're staying above 32.13 as of right now. Potential bearish cross of the moving average in the RSI coming up, or a bounce. Keep an eye on that. Red dot on our momentum wave, as well signaling downside in the near term. I'm going to extend this bad boy. I didn't want to move it, though. Let's see. How do I just got to do that? That's weird. All right. All right, so yeah. Let's see if we continue to the upside, then 34.50 should be our next point of contention. Midpoint in between 32.13 and 36.51. Let's see. Giovanni said I refuse to sell Ondo, but I also refuse to buy more. I'm entering that point as well. I'm about to just start buying stocks and gold like a douchebag. Philly said, whoa, looks like the peace deal Trump helped with is falling through. Yeah, unfortunately, all of these peace deals are like made out of paper mache. And they, as soon as it rains, everything just kind of falls apart, turns into like paste and mush. Giovanni said, there will never be peace in the Middle East. Yeah, I'm not going to say what I think should happen, because then I'll get in trouble. Polkadot's up 2.49% on the day, currently trading at 308. Unfortunately, I think a lot of these people lack sex. I think if they get laid, they'll stop killing each other like losers. Because I'm sorry, who wakes up every morning like, I'm going to go kill some people. I just want to kill a bunch of people because I don't like those people, so I'm going to kill them. I'm sorry. I think that people that do that are pussies, and maybe they deserve each other. That's just my 2 cents. Fuck them. Fuck them. Tyler said, Discord of my day. Let's go do a quick Tyler update. Oh, looks like I've received nothing, so good. Let's see. What the hell was that? Damn you, Tyler. All right, he just sent it to me. We got dinosaurs and Niagara Falls. You're like, I don't think Niagara Falls is that far from me. Where is Niagara Falls? Maybe I might be stupid. Okay, yeah, I'm stupid. Never mind. I'm pretty stupid. You could probably get to me in like 12 hours. Maybe 8. That's pretty cool, though, Tyler. Congratulations. People in the Middle East are waiting for the... Okay. Yep. Yeah, exactly. So, I rest my case. Polkadot, currently trading at 308. I don't know what to think of Polkadot, man. Polkadot's been mighty, mighty bearish. Green dot turned into the red dot. Yeah, I figured that out, Philly. I figured that out. Yeah, I don't know what to make of Polkadot. It's kind of a downtrend situation. Is it going to be a little bear flag? Probably. Let's hope it's not. Volume could be better. We got a little bounce down here. There's no longer any like points of contention that I put down this low, because this is pretty dang low. We want Polkadot to get back above 333. If it doesn't, I guess holding this purple trend is great, but it's a downtrend. So we do have bullish div, but the bullish div just signals this little temporary uptrend, whereas the longer term bullish div trend is down for the price. So we need to see a reversal. We need to see a trend shift. We need to see some volume. Bitcoin is down 0.53% on the day, currently trading at 37.19. Dancing around. It's got a little safe range right here in between 36.26 and 40.33. Can we get a bounce off of 36.26 next and then a break above 40? That would be ideal. We did get a bearish cross over the moving average and the RSI, so we'll see if this bad boy can work back up above that moving average. Otherwise, a rejection would spell further downside. We also got a red dot on our momentum wave on Market Cipher, signaling further downside. CAS is up 3.87% on the day. Got a nice wick indicative of some buying pressure. Currently trading at 0.054739. We are holding well above 5178, which is awesome. 5 being the big psychological number as well. That's great. CAS actually looks relatively decent compared to what it looked like just the other day. RSI trending well above the moving average, which is awesome. It's pulling that bad boy up with it. We got a red dot turned into a green dot, signaling some local upside. Beautiful. Hopefully CAS can continue this trend. I would say next stop, hopefully 60. Nice psychological zone. And right around the midpoint between 51 and 68. Philly said, JJ, how many hours away by car is a bridge to the Upper Peninsula? For me, it's far. Upper Peninsula is far. I'm in the thumb. I'm like in between Flint and Detroit. Avalanche is down 1.12% on the day, currently trading at $20.36. We seemingly have rejected our $20.78 area again, which is not great. RSI got a bearish cross over the moving average and red dot on our momentum wave, point to the downside. Chainlink up 7.87% on the day. Beautiful. Finally, some bullish news for Chainlink. Let's go. Hopefully the fractal maybe isn't true, but we'll see what happens. We broke above 1750 and immediately shot up to the midpoint, which is around 1850. Hopefully we can break through 20 next. We'll see what happens. RSI potentially setting up for a bearish cross over the moving average. We'll see if it bounces, and we get a red dot on the momentum wave, pointing to the downside. We got less than 1 minute remaining until the Bitcoin daily close contest, so make sure you guys get your guesses ready. Very, very flat Bitcoin price action here. Ladies and gentlemen, 3, 2, 1. Get your guesses in for the daily close contest. Am I dark? I feel like I'm dark. 110, 583, and 55 cents for the Bitcoin price. Yesterday, Mr. Tyler won, putting his guessing wins, or winning guesses, up to 40 for the year of 2025. Followed very closely behind by Tom Selleck-Scott, who only needs 15 wins to catch up. It's getting spicy. Tom Selleck-Scott came out of nowhere. Fahid, Giovanni, Mr. Robbers, and Jay Shear all creeping up. Janix as well. Degenair and Drummer still holding their spot with 6 wins. Unfortunately, with our spread here, Gourmet Brands of Brooklyn was kicked off the leaderboard with 5 wins. Everybody else has preceded him. Probably because he doesn't show up anymore, but I hope he's doing well. Ladies and gentlemen, get your guesses in for the daily close contest. Chance for you to win up to $300 every single day. It's a ton of fun. All you got to do is be subscribed, like the live stream, and submit your guess via the live chat of what you think the Bitcoin daily close price is going to be on the Binance USDT chart. If your guess does not show up in the chat, YouTube may have filtered it out, in which case you should, and I would suggest, just putting a letter in between each number. And that way you can pretty much guarantee that YouTube doesn't filter it out. For some reason, YouTube thinks it's a phone number or something, which makes sense. A lot of digits on the Bitcoin price. Could you imagine in like 2010 being a Bitcoiner, somebody being like, oh, sometimes the YouTube algorithm in 2025 confuses a guess for the Bitcoin close price with a phone number or like a credit card number because it's so many digits. Those people would probably tell you you're crazy and full of crap. We got Mr. Tyler coming in with 110,600. We got Giovanni coming in. I mean, that's a pretty cool achievement. That's a pretty cool problem to have. 110, 610, and 10 cents. We got John Tujo coming in with 110, 632, and 45 cents. We got Jay Shear 2.0 coming in with 110, 596. I am going to authorize Tyler's change because he does not seem to be screwing anyone over. Mr. Tyler coming in with 110,569. Ladies and gentlemen, get your guesses in for the daily close contest. Also, if you are at all interested, I know my audience is probably like 30s to 40s. If you are at all interested, maybe 40s to 50s, even 30s to 50s, I'm going to assume you're all middle-aged men. There's actually a relatively decent quantity of women that watch my videos as well, which is, I always thought was strange, but it's welcome. Welcome change for sure. Feel free to check out my playthroughs. I've been playing Deep Sleep, Labyrinth of the Forsaken, really cool point-and-click horror game by the godfather of point-and-click, Mr. Script Welder. I got the original trilogy, and then this is the latest installment. The fourth one just came out this year. Also just played Fears to Fathom last night. The first one, Home Alone, super fun game. Definitely made me jump more than once. It was a lot of fun, though. A lot of fun for sure. Highly recommend checking it out. Billy coming in with 2 phone numbers. Jay Shear said, yo, you F me, Tyler. No, he didn't. Tyler did not F you, Jay Shear. He's below you. If he F'd you, he would be above you. All right. We got Dremmer coming in with 111,699.69. Very nice. You guys got 50 seconds remaining on the clock. Wow, time went by pretty quick on that one. 111,699.69. Oh, ouch. I feel like I've caused harm to my fingers. Bitcoin 110,555 and 63 cents. Giovanni said bad Bitcoin. Stop doing that. Ladies and gentlemen, chance video went up to $300 for today specifically. It's slowly slipping away. With only 10 seconds remaining, Mr. Philly slipping in at the last second. And time's up. Time's up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for participating. Get these bad boys up on the board. Record turnout today after the numbers have been pretty horrible for the past probably month. 111,699.69 from a Mr. Dremmer. And then we've got John with 110,632.45. And then we've got 110,610.10 with Mr. Giovanni Fontes. Quite possibly the coolest name on planet Earth. And then we got J Shear 2.0. J Shear said, I just looks like JJ. I saw something different. I thought he screwed you over too. That's why it took me a second to acknowledge his change attempt. J Shear 2.0 coming in with 110,596. My dyslexia comes and goes. 110,569. I also blame it for my JJ math. That is for a Mr. Tyler, which is patent pending specifically. Billy, last but not least, coming in with a guess of 110,555. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are currently trading at 110,597 and 31 cents. J Shear 2.0 holding his lead at the moment. A relatively small gap. Tyler with a larger gap. John Tujo having the biggest gap of them all, I believe, besides Mr. Drummer. Tyler was in the lead for a hot second. I didn't even have a chance to finish my sentence. Philly now taking the lead with his guess of 110,555 and an actual Bitcoin price of 110,566. Oh, 560 and 25 cents. It's getting spicy. I think this is going to be a good one. You guys pocketed them up really close. If we close below Phillies, then nobody will win today, which will be a shame and a waste of a daily close play. So, Philly's still holding his lead. 110,559 15 cents on Bitcoin. We got that candle close. You guys got 2 minutes and 54 seconds remaining on the clock, and we are officially below Philly, which puts it into no man's land. No man's land, meaning no man would win, nor woman. Philly now back in the lead, 110,559.96 on Bitcoin. Are we going to get a push above? We do have a green dot on the momentum wave on Market Cipher for the 1 minute time frame, going back precisely 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Quite interesting. Philly said it's about time I get another win. Where are you at on the thing, Philly? Where is Philly at? Let's go see. Philly has 2 wins at the moment. He needs 3 more, or I guess 4 more now to get put on the board officially. Let's see if he can squeak it out. Currently, Bitcoin again in no man's land. We got exactly 2 minutes remaining. We got a candle close now in no man's land. 110, 547, 52 cents. Are we going to get a bullish reversal? Red dot on the momentum wave on Market Cipher as well. Does that spell bad news for our competitors? Is the winner today going to be nobody, or is it going to be Philly? Philly taking the lead back. Bitcoin price 110. Oh, and never mind. It is 110, 540, and 14 cents. Back in no man's land. Back and forth, round and round we go. Wherever we stop. 8 o'clock knows. Philly said, I have 1 win in 2024 and 1 for this year. Yes, sir. The current rankings are for 2025. We did not keep track of 2024. 110, 532, and 8 cents. Bitcoin coming in on its final minute of the evening before the daily close. We've got exactly 60 seconds remaining on the clock for the daily close contest. Bitcoin candle close 110, 532, and 8 cents. Can it push back above Philly and give somebody a chance for a victory? Only time will tell. We did pass up that red dot, and it can flip on a dime very quickly on this 1 minute time frame. We are still lingering at 110, 532, and 8 cents. Back in no man's land. As of right now, nobody is in the lead. Everyone's guess is void because of the Price is Right rules. 110, 532, and 9 cents. 28 seconds remaining on the clock. Bitcoin is not cooperating with the daily close contest today, and there's nobody taking advantage of the low guess. The low ball, perhaps $1 guess, would get a win for today, just because that is the closest without going over. 10 seconds remaining. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the candle that will determine the fate of our winner. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of today's daily close contest is nobody, with a Bitcoin daily close price of 110, 532, and 9 cents. 110, 532, and 9 cents. 110, 532, and 9 cents. Congratulations, nobody, on your victory. I will say, it's mildly convenient for me when nobody wins, because that means I can save the daily close price for the next one. But it does suck because there's only so many days in the year. And you guys gotta start winning if you got a chance at defeating Mr. Tyler for the Iron Throne. Everyone was just too bullish today, so I'm going to award myself $300 and the $20 prize because I can. Congratulations me on my victory. Everybody spam the bananas in the chat for me. I would like to thank my viewers. I'd like to thank my mom. I'd like to thank my viewers. Congratulations, nobody, on your victory. Manipulation at its finest. I'm going to spam bananas for myself. Bitcoin daily close. What a bummer. It was still fun, though. Congratulations, nobody. And let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for participating. Feel free to suggest a chart in the chat, because once we're done with these bad boys, we are moving on to the news segment. We went through Avalanche taking a little pooper. A little rejection at 2078, sitting at our midpoint in between 1982 and 2078, around 2033. Then we get a bounce here. Hopefully, we did get a bearish cross over the moving average on the RSI. And a red dot on our momentum wave, still in play. Channel, I can't take that. I already took it. Philly. I already took it. You guys will have to win the next 300. Chainlink. Potential little flag on Chainlink, which is interesting. We'll see if this rejection at 19 sticks, or if we can get a break above that. RSI looking good, well above that moving average. Red dot on our momentum wave. Maybe that'll pull us back towards that moving average and get us the bounce that we're looking for. Doge down 0.05% on the day. I believe Floki took off today because of an Elon tweet. Doge seemingly struggling in between 17,910 and 2202 at the midpoint of these two numbers, right around 20. So let's see if we can get a break above that and continuation up to 22 next. RSI looking good, holding above that moving average. And then we got a red dot on our momentum wave, which maybe it played out. Maybe it played out. We got some wicks here. We got 1, 2, 3 wicks, signaling some upside pressure, which is great. We'll see what happens. Near is up 0.04% on the day, currently trading at 226. Interesting. So near broke above this purple trend line. Who's PBD? Going to watch PBD. Peace, y'all. Take it easy, Philly. Cheers. Happy Monday. Paul Barron's Dong. That's what Philly's going to watch. All right. So near had this purple trend line we've been tracking, which belonged to this lovely triangle. We had this triangle dance around, break, support, beautiful, continuation, scam wick. We got down, done with the scam wick situation. Got back above, support, break below, a little fake out, maybe we'll call it. And then now we're testing that as support again. If it holds as support, a break above 234 could spell some relatively decent price action to the upside here. We did get a bearish crossover the moving average and the RSI. We'll see if that gets back above that. Red dot in the momentum wave signaling further downside. Philly said, going to watch PVD, peace y'all. Patrick Bet David podcast. It's a great show. Okay, maybe I'll look into it. What's it about? I'm curious now. You have me, color me intrigued, I should have said. Pengu. Pengu's down 0.24%, rejecting 2258. No further support here, honestly, besides 16.9, which is pretty far down there. I suppose, see, we got this downtrend thing. I guess my only focus is this. So we're going to come back down. We got 1, 2, 3 hits to the downside and then continuation to the upside. I feel like that could be in play. We are potentially either crossing bearish or bouncing off of the moving average and the RSI. And we want to see this red dot turn green at some point. Maybe we do one of these. We'll see what happens. Silver. Recovering mildly, currently sitting at 52.48 after rejecting 55. Current all-time high, or current local high. I don't know if it's all-time high. Current local high is around 54.45, 44. So silver looks great. See if the rally continues. Looking for a bullish crossover the moving average and the RSI. Green dot in our momentum wave on market cipher. Signals further upside. DXY chilling. Kind of looks the same from Friday. Nobody really cares about DXY, to be honest. But let's see if we get to push up. That'd be interesting. Great show, news, current events. All right, I might check it out then. I'm into that stuff. Sometimes I gotta shut it off. I used to watch that stuff every single day, and I shut it off for probably the past 4 years, honestly. Post pandemic, I gave up on news and current events, and then politics got a little too divisive and annoying. So I'm slowly been starting to listen to it more and more again. MicroStrategy sitting at 297.49. I mentioned the other day when it broke down below 300 that I wanted to see it get back above 300, because if it doesn't, this thing's going to zero, in my opinion. Not financial advice, probably wrong. I just don't see any point of buying it. Why would you buy this when you could literally just buy Bitcoin? It's just goofy to me. And Bitcoin's becoming closer and closer. And it's in their best interest. It's in MicroStrategy's best interest for you to buy Bitcoin. Normally, they lean on their stock. What's interesting about the treasury companies is they lean on their stock, and then even more so, they lean on the underlying asset. In this case, Bitcoin. Tom Lee is Ethereum. It's just in their best interest, I think, longer term for you to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum than strategy. Because what does that do for them? They probably don't care, honestly. It's probably just a little cookie pot for them to reach into. NASDAQ. Beautiful recovery from the NASDAQ. Fully recovered. On its way back up. Let's see if this historic run continues the upside. S&P up 1.07% on the day as well. Currently trading at 67.35. Also right there at all-time highs. Getting ready to blast into further historic run momentum. Looks good. Bitcoin dominance 59.64, continuing its short-term downtrend. We'll see if that continues for a longer term. And Bitcoin itself, 110.308 and 49 cents. We are chilling. Nobody won the daily close contest. Kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. Numbers immediately cut in half of viewers after the daily close contest. That's kind of a bummer as well. Cointelegraph, news segment. Cointelegraph posted just in, Coinbase, Snapchat, Roblox, Canva, and Duolingo are facing outages amid an ongoing AWS issue. Coinbase says it's working to restore access and that all funds are safe. Isn't that crazy? Oh, I sent it in the Discord. If you guys are not in there, I'll read it out loud here. Coinbase has scheduled maintenance coming up, I believe on the 25th, for 4 hours starting at 7 a.m. Pacific time. So I believe that's 10 a.m. Eastern time. It says spot trading on Coinbase will be unavailable. So for 4 hours, you will be able to do nothing on Coinbase on Saturday, October 25th, which is this upcoming Saturday. So be careful. Watch for a big move on that day. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes they'll do this scheduled maintenance thing and then, the market just happened to pump up really crazy and you couldn't buy. You can buy now. Now that we're up 25% for the day, here you go. So be careful. Maybe plan accordingly, just in case. If you want to FOMO in or sell, whatever you got to do. President Trump says he will keep massive tariffs on India until they stop buying Russian oil. Deja vu. China removes top trade negotiator Li Chengang from the World Trade Organization role. Michael Saylor's strategy buys 168 Bitcoin worth $18.6 million. White House advisor Hassett says government shutdown likely to end sometime this week. I might, because he said that, take a bet on Polygon against their 30-some day long shutdown thing, because if it ended this week, I think the poly market would be wrong. So there's some good money to be made there, not financial advice. President Trump says China may pay a 155% tariff if there is no trade deal by November 1st. Ooh. He also said he will make a strong trade deal with China. Binance founder CZ says Bitcoin will flip gold's market cap. I don't know exactly when. Might take some time, but it will happen. Save the tweet. I love the confidence. Absolute legend. President Trump to visit China in early 2026, being invited by Xi Jinping. Hopefully they work out a trade deal before then. U.S. natural gas prices have surged more than 12% today, setting up for the biggest daily gain since July 2022, amid rebounding energy costs fueled by heightened winter demand expectations. Damn. It's going to be a cold winter, apparently. Apple stock surges over 4% and posts its first record high of 2025, now up 55% since April bottom. That's $1.4 trillion in market cap since April, and Apple alone. The AI revolution is in full swing. Probably going to be a relatively decent rotation, probably relatively easy to guess as well. If you guys join the Discord, we can talk about it in the stock page in the Discord. The stock room, whatever you want to call it, is actually probably the best, most valuable room in the Discord. I've had some damn good calls in there from everybody. President Trump says he expects to work out a fair deal with China President Xi and scheduled to meet with him in South Korea. Trump says China has been very respectful of the U.S. and we will see what we can do. Step number 10 of our tariff playbook is near. Step number 10, we've been going over this tariff playbook, is Trump announces a new trade deal and the stock market hits a record high. And then we go to number 11, which is to repeat step number 1. President Trump says President Xi has invited him to China and he will go to China sometime early next year. President Trump also says he will make a strong trade deal with China. Let's freaking go. When is he meeting in whatever, South Korea with him? That's what I want to know. U.S. tariff revenue jumped $22.4 billion year over year in September to a record $29.7 billion. This marks the 7th consecutive monthly increase following August $29.5 billion. For FY 2025, tariff revenue rose plus $118 billion year over year to a record $195 billion. Compared to 2018, this is a 5-fold increase. At the current pace, tariff revenue could exceed $350 billion in 2026. Fiscal year 2026 tariff revenue is surging at an unprecedented pace. Number go up. Let's freaking go. Retail investors' buying streak continues. Individual investors have been net buyers of U.S. stocks in 23 of the last 26 weeks. Last week marked the 7th consecutive weekly purchase and the largest in 5 months. Retail investors have also recorded 24 straight weeks of net purchases in equity options, the longest streak on record in data going back to 2020. This matches the 24-week stretch posted in 2023.
all retail has been net buyers of ETFs in 206 of 208 trading days so far in 2025. Retail appetite for risk shows no sign of easing. What did we say? Huge appetite for risk, no sign of easing. Let's freaking go. Jay Shear said, watch Bitcoin explode in those 4 hours. Exactly. That's what I've been thinking, dude. And it's a perfect timing for it to happen. Exactly 2 weeks from the freaking dump. You kidding me? That is literally the perfect timing. It lines up with the Kobayashi letter. Lines up with all the really smart people who know what the hell they're talking about. It lines up with everything that they've been saying. And no one's going to believe it. Coinbase is going to go down, which is probably the primary on-ramp for America. And the market's going to go skyrocket. It's going to go insane. Everyone's going to be like, what happened? I don't know what happened. Oh my gosh, what do we do? And no one's going to be able to do anything about it. It's going to be crazy. Okay, next we got gold is up, casually up another $170 per ounce today. Without any material news at all, gold can see the future. I'm curious, what are your guys' top calls for gold? I'm going to do a poll. We got 9 people here. Start poll. What's your top call estimate for gold per ounce? We're going to go with 5K. We're going to go with 7.5K. We're going to go with 10K. And if you think that it's in between these, then feel free to just pick the closest one. And then we're going to go with infinity. For gold price per ounce this run. All right, please avert your attention to the poll in the chat. What is your top estimate for gold price per ounce this run? 5K, 7.5K, 10K, or infinity? So, interested to see what you guys have to say. We got more investors are betting on a 50 basis point Fed cut this year. That'd be crazy. Open interest for secured overnight financing rate, call options, which trade on Fed interest rates fall to 3.5% by year end, jumped to 926,000 contracts, the highest on record. This suggests the market is pricing in 75 basis points of cuts from the current 4.25%. Open interest for SOFR call options on this bet has tripled since July. In other words, investors increasingly expect at least one 50 basis point rate cut at either the October or December Fed meeting. Is the Fed set to cut rates more aggressively? So I'm assuming they don't do anything in November. Am I crazy? Or do they? Are they just expecting them to not do anything in November? Am I making stuff up? Guys, don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. So yeah, we'll see. That'd be crazy if October got a 50 basis point rate cut. Early signs of trouble are emerging in the leveraged loan market. The U.S. leveraged loan market is now on track for its biggest monthly loss since at least 2022. This comes as defaults of brands of Tricolor Auto in September have exposed possible weak underwriting standards and growing vulnerabilities in credit markets. The collapse of First Brands alone has triggered over $4 billion in losses affecting funds run by Blackstone, PGIM, Franklin Templeton, CIFC, and Wellington. Despite those failures, leveraged loan issuances hit a record of $404 billion in Q3 2025. The leveraged loan market now stands at an estimated $2 trillion. Cracks in the credit market are becoming more apparent. Do you guys have massive credit card debt? I'm not a big credit card guy. It has hurt me in the past, though, with my credit score, actually. CryptoFace posted, if you watch today's video, this was the expected potential long target, which is right around 110. So interesting to see if we blast up from there. Blockchain.com is aiming for U.S. stock listing via SPAC per reports. That's pretty cool. We've got Whale Alert, 50 million XRP worth $124 million moved from Ripple co-founder Chris Larson's wallet to an unknown address. Interesting. Probably prepping to sell. Insider Bitcoin Whale just added to their short, now $121 million short position with 10x leverage. Number go down. Base clarifies no funds were lost after beta users saw balance shifts. Untraded coins now show 0 for until the first trade. So if you guys are base users, be careful. Always take a step back, take a breather, make a phone call if you have to. Usually, if something's displaying that you're wrecked and it's like a spot holding position, you got to look at it with a level head. There was, I believe, a gentleman took his own life because Robinhood displayed his balance incorrectly. So, make a phone call, figure out what's going on, even if it is the fact that, even if it's true that you've lost that money, it's not the end of the world. Money isn't everything. So, be careful. I care about you guys, you know. Cointelegraph posted gold is set to post its highest closing price ever. Is Bitcoin next? That's insane. Looking at 43.77 as of the time of this chart. Interesting. When Amazon Web Services goes down, the fiat world breaks. Affected by Amazon Web Service outage. We've got Life 360, VR Chat, Fortnite, Snapchat, Ring, Chime, T-Mobile, Roku, Zoom, Fetch, Music, or Apple Music, I'm sorry, Verizon, Reddit, Amazon Web Service, obviously, Starbucks, whatever one is, McDonald's app, ClassLink, FanDuel, AT&T, Amazon Alexa, Amazon Blink, an Amazon company apparently, Blink Security, Roblox, Venmo, PlayStation Network, and Clash of Clans, unaffected by Amazon Web Service outage, Bitcoin. Wouldn't you know? Then we got Stock Money Lizards posting, okay, guys, I get it. People are nervous. Bitcoin is showing bearish divergences. Gold is flying, usually not a great sign for stocks or the economy, but Bitcoin has been in a bull for almost 3 years now, and yet the big hype phase hasn't even started. No real alt season, no money rotation, no everyone is getting rich moment. Enter the Satoshi meter, my on-chain market cycle indicator. It's now near the top zone we've seen in past cycles. It's nowhere near the top zone we've seen in past cycle peaks. Historically, values between 15 and 20 have marked the top. We are currently at 2. We're still far away from the greed zone that signals major tops. In short, the data says this run isn't done. This is not financial advice. Do your own research. Always do your own research. Michael Saylor went from flipping burgers to flipping the monetary system. What a freaking legend. Why has he not aged? Am I crazy? He looks the same. Did he just take this photo? No, that's like a car from the 90s. Crazy. All right, gold is doing what Bitcoin will do next. You can clearly see euphoria in the chart of gold while Bitcoin is just consolidating. Historically, gold tops, and then Bitcoin starts its parabolic run like we saw in 2017, 2021. Hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, number go up. It does look very similar. Right here, you see this pump, chop, explosion. Pump, chop, explosion comes next. So, obviously, I'm not going to say that that's for sure going to happen, but it looks pretty close. Next, we got Elon Musk tweeted Floki is back on the job as ex-CEO. Floki token pumped 30% after this news. Alt rally coming soon. That would be pretty sick. He did actually tweet that, and as soon as I saw that, because I saw that tweet on my feed, I was like, damn, Floki probably went crazy. Apparently, it went up 30%, which is pretty sick. Altcoins are about to explode soon. Buy and hold. Number go up. The shakeout has happened. Yeah, phase 3. We're looking at least $2 trillion market cap. So doubling of the total 3 market cap. We'll see what happens though. And last but not least, we got Fuel Keck posting. Rotate everything into altcoins and Memecoins now. The golden cross has occurred. And when the golden cross occurs, number go up. Not financial advice. Bitcoin currently trading at 110.361 at 18 cents. Let's go do our portfolio update. Make sure you guys smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for joining. Portfolio currently down $275 at the moment for the 1K to 10K Grok portfolio. We got one asset in the green, the rest are in the red. Starting from the bottom, Fetch is down $165 at the moment. Aptos is down, I'm sorry, was it 100? No, it's just down $65. Fetch is down $65 at the moment. Aptos is down $47. Shib is down $35. Propi is down $31. Render's down $31. Near is down $25. Ondo is down $25. Doge is down $18. ADA is down $15. And Sol is up $13. Looking good. Not that bad, to be completely honest. Next, we got our Memecoin portfolio. Kind of decimated at the moment. Memecoin portfolio currently down $328. None of these assets are green. Starting from the bottom, GigaChat is down $147. SNEK is down $65. Pepe is down 50. WIF is down 38. Doge is down 31. Then we got our narrative portfolio, my favorite, and it once was the best performer. Now it's currently just the most stable. Currently down $54. This portfolio is made up of one meme coin, one artificial intelligence coin, one decentralized physical infrastructure coin, one gaming coin, and one real world asset coin. And it is absolutely killing it. We have 2 assets in profit now. Looks like Pepe recovered quite nicely. Currently, starting from the bottom, Fetch is down $55. VeChain is down $35. Mana is down $14. Pepe's up 2. And Tau is up 46. Single-handedly carrying the entire portfolio. Looking good, though. That's why diversity is important. And then last but not least, the perfect entry portfolio. Every single asset in this portfolio was voted on by you guys, the community, and they were only added one at a time per dip. And by dip, I mean when everyone insisted that the bull market was over and there was no alt season and it was all doom and everything's going to zero. That is when we added an asset to the perfect entry portfolio. It's holding up pretty well. We are down $134 at the moment, which is not bad. It's 13.4%. We've got 3 assets in the green. The rest are in the red. Starting from the bottom, Avalanche is down $41. Render is down 38. Graph is down 28. Pith is down 25. Sui is down 17. Ondo is down 17. Crow is down 3. ETH is up 2. Sol is up 5. And Chainlink is up 24. Chainlink getting a lovely recovery. Should we? We probably should. We should add, not financial advice. I'm probably going to add to my Chainlink holdings. Because the Chainlink Fractal actually looks really good. And I hated it before because it had this monstrous wick right here. But look what literally freaking happened on October 10th. We had a monstrous wick to the downside. So if Chainlink starts to go up from here and it recouples to this fractal, minimum, not financial advice, I'm looking for like an $80 big boy target, which would be pretty freaking awesome if I got an entry at 18 bucks, cashed out at 80. That's a relatively decent 4x on a safe bet. And if it goes down further, that just increases the multiplication. Again, not financial advice. I'm willing to take the risk. You have to measure the risks your own way. That's where do your own research comes into play. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a Italian man with a beautiful beard. But yeah, Chainlink looks really good. 1883. Like what I'm seeing. We've got very few assets really trying to push right now. Bitcoin is down 0.21, trading at 110, 297. It's a quiet market today. It is a very, very quiet market. Dominance, hopefully dominance just continues to struggle below 60. It is in an uptrend though. This is a bearish trend for sure. This will eventually break down, which is exactly what we want. And it looks very weak too. That's awesome. Okay, so we've seen this before. Look at this. We got uptrend, break, uptrend, break, uptrend, break. Technically uptrend right now. Let's get this bad boy breaking down. Volume looks crazy. I don't even know how the volume works on dominance, if I'm being completely honest. Total 3. See, this fractal is kind of a meme, but I'm going to leave it up there anyways, because it might become incredibly relevant. I'll make it more transparent though, so it's easier for us to see what the hell's going on. Okay, so see, we got kind of, every time I've seen a double bottom when we're getting bullish, the second point, the second bottom, is always lower than the first. And that, in your brain, you're supposed to go, uh-oh, that's a lower low. That's not good. I'm going to open up a short. And then you do, and it goes boop, and then you get screwed and liquidated. I will say the volume right here, that is very, very bad volume. That is awful. That is so awful. I don't know why people wouldn't buy right there. That's like the best spot to buy. Oh, I guess that was on the recovery a little bit, so never mind. Maybe it was just the weekend, the actual time of day. We are potentially setting up for either a bearish cross over the moving average or a bounce, which would be awesome over the moving average, or bounce on the moving average. I suppose if we do go down one more time, which will continue to set up this bearish div, or I'm sorry, this is bullish div, but it only signals this short term. The longer term, this specific bullish div does continue, price continues down while the RSI continues up. So we want this pattern to break eventually. But if we come down for that third touch, which everything else seems to be wanting to do, then we're probably looking at 910. I suppose I would want bare minimum 900 to hold for my, like, we're still okay, we're still in okay position theory. If we lose 900, then I'm going to start rethinking, what's going on. I'm probably never, even if we go into a bear market, I don't think I will be selling any of my positions. I'll probably just decrease my dollar cost average until we get really low. And then whatever I don't DCA, I'll put in dry powder. And then once we get really low, then I'll deploy that full dry powder. So whereas right now, let's say, just for example, for easy numbers, each week I dollar cost average $100 in the market. If we start to go into a bear market and I'm unsure, maybe I take 50 of that and I put it just into dry powder. Or just into Bitcoin. Maybe I just put that 50 into Bitcoin and then the other 50 goes into whatever I would normally DCA into Altwise. And then when I think that we've neared a bottom, I'll take that, 50% of my DCA money that I put into Bitcoin and I'll rotate it into alts at the bottom. Something like that. That's my thought. That's my theory right now. I haven't fully committed myself to it or dedicated myself to it, so it's still up in the air. But we'll see what happens. Bitcoin, 110, 303, and 6 cents. I suppose this is where we should call it an evening. Pretty quiet night for a Monday. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I got to do an emergency stream because we're getting way too bullish. We'll see, though. We will see. As always, guys, if Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Smash the like button on your way out. Happy Monday and good night.